There's a bunch of new Street Fighter news. Let's start with probably the wildest news. It's pretty ham. They've been just dumping footage out there for everybody to check out for Street Fighter 6. And then they were like, hey guys, Capcom's doing a showcase next Monday. Like, we're going to talk about some announced games or whatever, right? When I heard that, like, I mean, given the amount of info we're getting about Street Fighter 6 right now, it's got to be some gameplay, right? Otherwise, like, let's say, for instance, they had randomly asked some entity, just make someone up, Twitch, had asked some streamer, I don't know, me, to restream it next Monday. Why would they do that unless, like, you know, there was something important related to fighting games happening on that thing, you know what I mean? In that theoretical situation that exists. Yeah, it's gonna be all Monster Hunter. That's true though. I am a Monster Hunter and Resident Evil expert. That's true when you put it like that. This is the new versus screen and the new game face feature, okay? I cannot believe this is real. This is the intro with the music. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Whatever is right before this must be the versus screen, or the versus screen, right? The character select screen. This garage comes up and then the loading is beginning. On this screen, while it's loading here and it says like Metro City Downtown and like it gives you this info, then you can change your character and make faces. So Luke's making the angry face, and then Ryu's like, bro, you good? And then Ryu's just looking, he's all smiles, and Luke's like, sup, dude? Man, Ryu also looks high as fuck in this, doesn't he? Dude, I gotta say, his mustache. This game is very realistic, because I know a lot of guys in real life with shitty looking mustaches like that. And you're just like, that thing should not hang out on your lip. They really gave Ryu a gross looking mustache. He's high as fuck. Like, look at how patchy his beard is. Out of control. DLC for a lineup? Is there a Dominican barber DLC that you can download to give Ryu some fucking more shape to his beard? Because it's a little rough looking. But yeah, I mean, this feature is hilarious. It's like way more personality than Street Fighter 5, or honestly even 4 to a bunch of extent. And I think a lot of people hated Street Fighter 5 on launch because it had like nothing. The features were not there. It was like you can play the video game against another human. That's what you get. Having like random shit like this is, I think, really cool. If you think about like the popularity in the mainstream of stuff that happened with Strive, a lot of it is stuff that's like just easy to understand and it's like feel good content. Like May doing Dolphin is so funny and everybody's just laughing about how silly it is that people are just getting beaten to death by dolphins, and it makes the mainstream because of it. I mean, the Jacko pose is another good example, actually. Yeah, that kind of a thing in a game is like humongous. And like Baked Ryu, sad looking insert character who's not announced yet here. You know how many reaction images people are gonna get from the faces that characters make on this screen? That kind of stuff is gonna do incredibly well in the mainstream because, yeah, it's just personality and it's cool and people like that shit. As a side note, we only see it briefly here. I feel like Ryu in this cutscene looks great in this stage. He's fucking wide though, isn't he? Good lord. For comparison, look at Ryu on this stage. The other stage looks like the lighting looks way better. This new stuff that they showed off with Ryu is sick. So like he has this Nada Hadouken thing that he can do. And then he has the charge up to get the Denjin. Look at the spin on this fireball. He brings this shit in. He fucking hada! And then look at her spinning away. I love this animation. I'm a big fan. It's so stupid looking and so silly. And yeah, she's got the electroshock skeleton. And like, I like it. I even think the donkey kick looks better in this game too than it did in 5, which is probably not saying that much. They also showed this off. The devil inside is Jamie's signature move where he takes a swig of his key unleashing drink to raise his drink level. So of course he's gonna have a dive kick. Takes a little swig. Boom, little dive kick action. Big swig. Break dances. His face is all red now. He's like, oh man. I like Drunken Master characters too. This move looks tight. Even the way he follows through on the kick at the end. He is unleashing his key potential by taking a swig. Motherfucker's hammered, bro. I like Yang. I think Yun is an asshole. But this character, he's pretty tight. I talked about simple controls when the game first got announced. I don't mind simple controls. If you have the simple controls on, you don't have access to all your normals and strengths of your special moves in the same way, right? The intention of them is not to make them an a competitive solution. It's to make them like a way for people to start playing and just do stuff. Using magic in Elden Ring, it's next. I'm about to use magic in Elden Ring. I'm about to summon on your dumbass. Imagine you're just fighting Jamie and he summons Tish on you. Simple control schemes in fighting games are very common. They've actually been around for a long time. I'm surprised. Is this like a controversial thing? I didn't think I needed to talk about it because I thought it was like a very normal thing, but I think a lot of people seem like this is bad. I'm worried. I've seen this image on my Twitter so many times and like it cracks me up. Hadouken with a single button, like the power. The thing about this control scheme, this modern control type, is that this has been done in so many fighting games already. Guilty Gear Xrd has stylish and technical controls. Marvel has a simple control option and then like the traditional option. KI has combo assist, which is the same thing. It's the same idea, right? The objective of these control schemes is to actually just give you options when you're new and you don't know what's happening, and hitting buttons does cool things. In fact, most of them are designed in ways that they are not going to be competitive. But in the beginning, they're there to assist you in learning the game if you're interested. So look at the modern control scheme. Notice that there's a light attack, a medium attack, a special move button, and a heavy attack. Like which light attack? Is it light punch or light kick? Medium punch or medium kick? Who knows, right? And they have all these other things on here to make things easier for you. It has obviously you hit directions and the specials and you can do the specials or whatever, right? What if you want to throw like a faster Hadouken? You want to throw heavy Hadoukens or you want to throw light Hadoukens? This is the drawback of this command. Again, you have a loss of control of your character and what you can do. But when you look at the classic control type, it's light punch and light kick, medium punch and medium kick, heavy punch and heavy kick. Gives you access to all your moves whenever you want them. And you have to do the commands to do the special moves and stuff, right? And it shows them down here. It's very clear that the classic control scheme gives you far more agency and ability to control your character. That's it. They don't exist to offer an advantage or like a competitive problem or whatever, right? Instead, it's there to help new people get into the game. It's in a bunch of different other games. And in all those games, these modes are not a problem. The way it's designed is so that it's not going to be strong at a high level. Most of the people who are like watching this stream will not use these modes anyway. They're not really for you. The people they're for, like, will use them and then be like, hell yeah, and then that's it. The amount of people who take fighting games seriously is an extremely small percentage of the overall player base. And the objective is, if this makes them have enough fun with the game that they eventually think, I want to play this game more, I'm going to learn this, you got them. And if that's due to modern control types, or if that's due to reuse reefer smoking face on this menu, or if it's due to the fact that they think Luke looks cool or Jamie or whoever, however you get him in, it doesn't really matter, right? As long as you get some with this modern control, then that's awesome. And if everybody else who just tries it and has a good time, that's also fine. I don't know why people freak out about them so much. They have existed in fighting games for so long. Yeah, that's true. Imagine how many of those people playing in the streamer tournament could have picked the modern controls and then just like actually done special moves when they wanted to and then had a good time in the short term. You know, Lyric and Jake and Bake wouldn't have needed it. They would have just used classic controls because they know how to do them. It's literally training wheels. Yeah. When I learned how to ride a bike, I used training wheels. You know what would happen if I didn't use training wheels? I would have fallen like 9 times and died. And now I know how to ride a bike. I rode a bike like a week ago. Imagine being one of those doped up bike riders, being like, these training wheels. Ugh. Kids can't like have training wheels because I want to win the Tour de France. Like, it's not even going to affect anybody. It's going to be okay. Listen. I would like Luke to have shoes, man. A lot of people think that Luke doesn't have shoes because he's like an MMA fighter now or whatever, right? As a wrestler, I mean, we just wore shoes. Like, he's in a beat up old abandoned alley. There's probably fucking needles on the ground and shit, and this guy just posted up, no shoes. Why is he wearing a shirt? See, they couldn't answer that question. I think it's truly just Feet Fighter 6, to be honest with you.